This episode is proudly sponsored by Limitless Slides, the only performance slide built for mindset, comfort, and recovery. As you know, being two moms, we're always on our feet. Limitless Slides helps us stay grounded in who we are while we're embracing our comfort. They're our daily reset, a reminder of our worth, and what we're grateful for. Grab your own pair at limitlessslides.com and take 30% off with the code 2MOMEDIT. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the 2 Mom Edit with Lisa and Jaimee. We're so happy to have you guys here. Do you know what episode number this is, Lisa?
I have no idea, babe, but we're going strong. We're doing it. We love doing these. As you can hear, though, there's a little bit of a different sound in the space that we're in. Why, Jaimee?
Because we're currently coming to you from our bedroom, laying in our bed.
This is a good way to get Jaimee to be comfortable. Her belly is very big.
Okay, wait, hold on. You're saying me, but this was your idea.
That's right.
You wanted to lay down in bed. So why are we so tired today?
Well, we had a baby shower that was an absolute baby shower rager last night. That was wild. We're going to do a whole episode on...
Yeah, we'll film sometime this week and we'll talk about our shower, sprinkle, whatever you want to call it. But it was so fun. We have the most amazing friends. I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. Yeah, hey, maybe since we're filming, we could loop some of the photos from the party into the video. Can we do that?
Since we're filming?
Yeah.
Oh, when we do the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Or go to our Instagram too and check out our stories too, because they're all there already too.
Maybe we'll make a carousel post too.
Yes.
To share some photos, but we had such a great time. Lisa is definitely hungover today, even though she won't admit it.
No, I told you. I told you after denying it at first.
And I am not hungover, obviously.
Well, because you wake up feeling good after a night.
I feel hungover. I feel I have 3 bottles of tequila because I was just on my feet all day and I went to sleep a lot later than usual and my body is so tired. The babies are even tired.
Jaimee's belly is massive.
They're literally rolling around like crazy right now. I swear to God, it feels like they're like, get me out of here.
Well, there's one sideways on the top of your stomach and then the other one is long ways. How do you even fit that?
Well, they're both kind of long ways, but one is kind of leaning over the top. But wherever her limb is, I swear to God, she's punching me right here. It hurts.
It's crazy because I will never ever feel that. And I never even really wanted to feel it. When you talk about the movements, what you're feeling inside, even when you know that they're going to kick before they kick, I try to picture what that feels like, but I can't.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
It's hard to explain. I really don't even know.
Like a ball inside of you?
I mean, don't ask me now because right now it's hurting and it doesn't usually hurt. It's just where she's pushing is hurting, but I don't even know how to describe it. But I was just thinking when I was downstairs when we were finishing up opening our gifts, even though I literally can't wait for them to come out. Mm-hmm. First of all, to save some of the physical pain that I'm starting to have. And also because I can't wait to meet them.
I know.
But
they're going to look the same. That's crazy.
But right now I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to be so sad not to have them with me all the time anymore. I remember feeling that with the other two too. It's really a hard thing. Even though when I go to the specialist this week, I'm going to beg them to induce to give me my C-section even earlier. Please.
Babe, anytime you feel like you miss having them inside of you, think about all the emotions that you've had.
No, I know.
And how wonderful they've been. The best, whatever.
I want to say a curse word towards you.
Oh my God. Carmela dropped an F-bomb yesterday, actually.
For the first time ever.
Yeah, but the way that your mom said she said it made me think that she's has an alter ego that we don't know about, our kid.
That was a wild story.
Dude, all right, save it because it's part of the baby shower story.
Speaking of Carmela.
Good segue. Your segues are getting awesome now. We're like professional podcasters.
Speaking of Carmela, today's topic is going to be all about what Carmela's first day of school was like because it was a brand new experience for all of us, me, Lisa, and Carmela. And
it was good until it wasn't good, basically, her first day of school.
Yeah, so there's definitely a reason why we're talking about this on our podcast. Mm-hmm. Francesco and Carmela have been home with us now for 3 or 4 weeks after camp ended, before school started.
Yeah.
Of course, all the regular jitters of first day of school stuff. Her first day of school was a half day. Francesco started that day as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's a big transition for everybody. We got out in the morning. She was definitely a little nervous, but super excited.
I like the structure though,
Who doesn't love the structure?
Like I can't believe like I have like they're in school right now because we really I love having them with us, but like we got to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like I don't feel panicky about like when I'm going to do this, when I'm going to do that. So I like the
but the
structure.
problem with our district is they get out so stinking early.
Yeah, but I like the structure. So I thought the day started. I think it started great overall, right?
You mean the first day of school?
The first day of school started great.
Yeah, it was fine. A little hectic in the morning because we're not used to getting out that quickly,
Yeah, quick story about when you take the picture with the kids in the front of the doors. Well, Carmela wasn't having it. Jaimee lost her shit 40 times.
Because it took her 35
Carmela,
minutes to put her shoes on.
I told you 9,410 times. Get your socks and shoes on. And Jaimee starts raging I could see in your eyes you were raging internally.
Because I didn't want to like make her feel off before she started school.
But you're
But
pissed.
also I'm like, holy shit, like why is it? And you can't.
Francesco's so
And I
easy.
can't just be like, I told you once, I'm gonna help you this time because you can't put her socks and shoes on. She has to do it a certain way.
She's crazy with the socks.
Oh, the socks.
Crazy. The line of the sock has to be slightly above, a quarter of an inch above her toe. The line in the sock. Then she has to pull it as she's putting the sneaker on. If she doesn't pull it right and that line angles a little bit, whole thing. Actually, today she was sitting outside in the driveway, took the socks and shoes off to put them back on.
See? I can't deal with that right now.
Too much. Anyway, we got the picture with the sign, got him off to school, and it was like...
She was almost late
wow.
for her first day.
Took the picture by the school.
No,
Great.
and then it was great. She went in super happy. Everything was fine.
Then we took Francesco.
Took Francesco.
That was
Everything
good.
was fine.
Then I moved warehouses for Limitless. Oh, my toes just shot. Okay. And so I was working all day, and then I'm moving warehouses for Limitless Slides. Moving the warehouse. I'm mid move, crazy, like just a lot. And Jaimee gives me a call, so we'll segue right in there.
Okay, so before I gave Lisa a call, I go to pick Carmela up from school, and I have Francesco with me because his day ended before hers. She comes out of the door. I see her eyes, and I knew immediately something was wrong. I know how she looks when she's holding something back. I knew she was going to lose it. I see her teacher. She gets released to me. She comes over to me and goes right into like my nook on my side. I immediately took her out of the crowd because there were so many parents. There was first day. There was no aftercare. There was just like people everywhere. I bring her like way out of the crowd. I sit her down on a bleacher, and I look at her and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's starts hysterically crying, and she's like, I got made fun of. And I'm like, honey, what happened? And she said, I got made fun of for having two moms. And of course, then I start crying. I'm going to start crying right now thinking about that moment. It was so hard. I know it wasn't like the best thing for me to do, to cry, right? Like I was just so shocked.
Yeah, but she saw your
And
emotion. You empathized with her.
She was so sad. And I was so sad for her. And I just hated seeing her like that. And I didn't ask her the details in the moment because it wasn't the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted her to calm down.
And
I don't even remember, honestly, what I said in the moment to try to get her to calm down. I know at some point between there and the car, one of her friends invited us to Chick-fil-A. So I'm like, oh my gosh. We were planning to go right home because I had a doctor's appointment. But I was like, oh my gosh, Carmela, do you want to go to Chick-fil-A with your friends? Like trying to distract her. And she agreed. So we get in the car. She stopped crying for like 2 minutes as we got to the car. Once we got there, she starts crying again, hysterically. I mean, she was having a really hard time getting over this. It took her like 25, 30 minutes to calm down. And she wanted me to call Lisa, so I did, of course. And we told Lisa what happened. Again, still didn't really get into the details. I think by that point, she might have told me a little bit of the details, but I really didn't want to push. And you want to say what you said?
Yeah. Just keep the mic close because it's echoing a little bit. What are you picking over there?
I have something. I don't know what it is.
You're yelling at me for me distracting you with my toe, but you're digging at something on your leg.
Because it hurts.
What is it?
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, so I'm mid-move, hundreds of boxes, big truck, covered, headphones on. Jaimee calls me. So tells me today, I just want to tell you that Carmela got made fun of, bullied for having 2 moms. And I basically just dropped the boxes and I'm pissed. I'm just honestly like my heart broke, but I really just, my initial reaction was I just like I was so red, full rage inside because you just want to protect your kid. And she got made fun of in a sense, or like made to feel less than, not for doing anything wrong, but just simply who our family is. And it's the first time that we had this situation happen to us. So I was pissed. So Jaimee tells me now I'm mid work day. Now I'm trying to figure out how to shift my mind to continue and what the approach is going to be. So what did I respond to you? Oh, I responded something nasty right away about the kid. I don't give a shit. I said, should I say what it is? I said, he said that because his parents don't love him. That's the best. Carmela?
You said something along those lines, and
his parents don't love him at all. Well, I basically said he's unhappy with himself. I didn't know the context of the story yet and what happened. So I'm picturing this whole thing. I jumped.
Which we had to take back later because obviously.
Definitely took it back later. But I was like talking shit about the kid immediately. Like I basically was saying that if he said something that was mean, he doesn't like his own life and his family sucks. That's basically what I said. Had to scale back because I ended up knowing the people. They're very nice. Oh my gosh, I don't want my kids to say this. But what do you say initially? He's not happy with himself or his family. That's why he said it. He wants 2 moms. That's what I said.
So, but we didn't know the context at that time. And obviously.
So then I definitely scaled back after.
She took that back and we approached it the right way. What we think is the right way, and I'm really happy with how things turned out. But anyway,
so yeah, that was my initial reaction. Okay, Jaimee cried, and I started talking shit.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we both had that. Just says a lot about our personality,
right? Right.
You know what? I just remember I said I don't remember exactly what I said to calm her down.
Yeah.
I remember what I did now. I acknowledged her feelings. I was just like, that is so terrible that happened to you. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yeah. It sounds like this kid was bullying you today, and I'm really sorry that you feel this way. Yeah. And I'm here for you, and I love you. I just like really validated her, and I love you. And then I distracted her, and we got to Chick-fil-A and blah, blah, blah. Later on during the day, she did give us the details. Should we share the details, Lisa?
Yeah.
So essentially, the teacher was explaining how dismissal procedures were going to happen. And she said, I'll walk outside. I'm going to find your mom or your dad or your grandparents or whoever takes care of you, and I'll dismiss you to them.
She did a good job there.
Yeah, she did. She's awesome, the teacher. And Carmela, the story as per Carmela was that she said, oh, actually, I have 2 moms. I don't know which one of them is picking me up today. And then this other little boy started to question her and tell her it was basically impossible for her to have 2 moms and that she must have a dad. And so
you can't. That's silly. That's silly. It's all these things that just kept going and going and going at her. And what'd she do back?
She was trying to prove herself.
She was trying to prove
the
herself.
word she kept using was, I promise I have 2 moms. Like, I'm not lying.
Right.
And so she had
and then he also, then it segued into her feeling like he was making fun of her. That's what she kept saying when she got home.
Yeah.
Not that he was like curious, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
He was making fun. That's what she kept saying. That's how she took it.
And that's how it made her feel, because she's like, somebody's arguing with me that it's impossible I have 2 moms, and I'm telling him that I am, and he's telling me it's
impossible,
not right.
Basically saying like it's not normal.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how she felt.
Right.
So anyway,
that's what those statements are saying, that it's not normal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So we have never experienced this before.
Ever.
And we know that we always knew that this was going to happen. We just were hoping that she'd be a little bit older.
I already planned my comeback but when she was born. Tell him what I said. I'm gonna tell her to say. That's mean, right? It's mean.
Yeah, it's basically what you said before. Which is not okay to respond.
You have to say like
maybe if she's in high school.
In high school,
some jerky high school.
Some
kid.
asshole in high school.
Not when they're 5 and 6 and 7 years old.
No. This was the high school comeback. You say,
the high school comeback is good.
Your moms are, da, 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 ew. Don't be mad that your dad cheats all over your mom. Boom, drop the bomb, plant the seed. Boom, those work trips he has. Boom, you know what he's doing. Bye.
Yeah, when she's in high school.
I know, I picture.
No.
Right? Fucked up.
Ridiculous.
All right, keep going. Keep going.
Anyway, I was just so like, I was really proud of her for sharing
so
the
proud.
details, and
So proud, my
I was
baby.
really proud that she was able to stick up for herself, even if it made her that upset, and she held in the crying until she got out of school. I was so proud that she didn't like. She could have lied and been like, "Oh no, you're right," or like shied away from it. And
She
tried
could have
to,
shy. She could have went into a shell.
She could have pretended she was somebody she was not.
It says
she
a
could
lot
have
about her.
walked away and just not responded. She's tried to stick up for herself, and I love that for her. And I'm just
Yeah,
so
she's
happy
tough.
that she was able to communicate the whole story to me. And something else she told me that night, which was a huge part of the story, which is what I want to talk about, is that she mentioned there was 3 new kids that she met that day that had just moved to our town. And it just made this whole situation made me think, like, if we have been so lucky living in this little bubble because we have this amazing community of people, but our community really knows us. Like last year, there's like 7 kindergarten classes, and most of those families have an idea of who we are. And so
We're friends with a lot of them.
We're friends with a lot of them. And they all explain to their kids don't question Carmela because it's so normal to them because they know us, right? And they know Carmela for a few years now. But if there's 4, and there's another new kid starting today, Carmela said.
They don't know us.
So 4 new families to our town, all in her class, and they might have never seen a family like ours before.
Right.
So even though this little boy was the one that prompted me to think about it, we ended up talking, we'll get to how we proceeded to deal with the situation, but it just made me think, like, how are we going to approach this situation so that this doesn't happen again with these 4 new potential students that have never experienced a family like ours before? And what can we do to A, protect our child, and B, like, make sure that everybody in the room feels comfortable and respected, and there's a nice community in their classroom, and they all have a good, relationship with each other. But most importantly, like, I didn't want this to happen again with kids. Like, 'cause not everybody heard that comment she made. And what if she went to school the next day on Friday, and another little kid that was new and didn't hear that comment was like, "Oh, you have 2 moms? Like, what is that? Oh, like, what if it happened 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row?" So we really wanted to like nip it in the butt and deal with it. And we did. And I'll say what we did there.
Wait, you know what this reminds me of? Remember when she was in pre-K and they were going to read a book about different families, and they sent an email out. Now I'm thinking about this. I forgot. They sent an email out like, just want to let you know, we're going to read a book with, what was it? With a mommy and a mama or diversity?
I don't remember.
At the old Montessori school. And you can, basically it's optional if you want your kid to attend to listen or not. Now that I think about that, that's fucked up. I remember the 2 parents that didn't want their kid to join that. Remember? You don't remember this?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Right. And then
I was during Pride Month, actually.
Yeah, I would have. Right.
We actually, I don't remember if we offered, if they asked us if we wanted to come in and read a book about family diversity.
No, we definitely brought
during
it up.
Pride Month.
Because schools don't want, certain schools don't want to touch that shit because,
up.
so we definitely brought it up. So,
I forgot.
yeah, so some families, obviously we can't.
They took 2 kids out of the room while we read the book.
Right. We can't think that all families are going to just like be accepting of, a book about all different kinds of families. But at the same time, that's the reality of the world. There's all different kinds of families. So it's important for the teachers to share that. That's what I feel,
Yep.
And if you don't like it, go live on fucking land by yourself or with other people that are exactly like you. That's it. So.
Sorry, I'm just reflecting on that moment. Like, that was hard.
Yeah.
And she was so little. But you know why I feel like this is so new to us? Because that didn't really affect her.
Right.
She had no idea that happened.
Right.
Anyway, so now I think like let's go into how we handle it. So because we are friendly with the mom and she's super nice, we definitely felt comfortable reaching out to her. Even though she's not like in our super close friend circle, I know her enough that I knew she would be happy to talk about it rather than me just going to the teacher. I didn't feel like that was right. So I reached out.
Yeah, but it eats at you all day as a parent.
Yeah.
It eats at you all day. My stomach was in knots, burning all day.
Of course. So we didn't reach out to the parent till like later on that evening when the kids were sleeping and everything. We ended up having she asked if she can call me, and the four parents had a wonderful conversation. They were super apologetic, wanted to understand the situation so they can chat about it with their kid. And we were so appreciative because honestly, if this was to happen at all, we're like lucky that it was with them because it made the experience so tolerable.
And we learned through it as well.
We learned, the other family learned, Carmela learned, like it was just.
So Jaimee and I put together a text. We text the mom. Then the mom says, can we have a phone, please let's have a phone call. Which I thought was nice right off the bat.
She's great.
So we got on the phone. We were all talking. I still was like definitely a little bit more defensive. I still was like hard. And you didn't like that. Jaimee didn't like that I was still kind of hard.
Yeah.
Right? Because
that's true. Because
you weren't happy with me really.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, great.
Well,
is this gonna cause a rift in us now? Because I was handling it one way. I learned I could have been a little bit softer because they were totally open and willing. But I just, unfortunately, I let my
anger,
protective nature
of
just like that harder protection,
I think that you felt like because I was being so nice back to them, that you felt like I wasn't protecting Carmela for something, maybe. But that didn't. I just thought it was like.
No, but you were handling it the appropriate way because they were
I
very,
agree. They were so nice.
I know, but I couldn't.
They were being the best possible.
But babe, I'm sorry I couldn't laugh and smile in the conversation because I guess I'm weaker than you with letting my feelings of that situation stick with me. You were able to more. Well, you're always better at that than me.
Thanks for
in certain
admitting
situations.
That. This is true.
Not with us though. When we have an argument.
Well, yeah, if that's what
you're the
think.
worst.
Yeah, that's
with your feeling, with your outbursts.
Think about that. In every other situation, I'm better, but all of a sudden, when it's between me and you're better. Right? Okay, Lisa.
You should go 0 to 100. You don't do that with your clients. Why don't you do that with clients?
I save that.
You have annoying clients? Yeah, sometimes.
Terrible.
But act like that with them. You save it for me.
Then I wouldn't make any money.
I know. But Jaimee's better at speaking in a calm manner for sure. So we talked it out.
Anyway, the point is that we're so lucky because they were so appropriate and apologetic.
Oh,
and
they were amazing.
We're proactive in working with their kid to make sure they understood why he had those thoughts. Because, he has family members in his family that are not like that traditional mom, dad. They're like, gay uncles, I think.
Yeah.
And so they were just so confused and surprised, and they wanted to make sure that they handled it with him because they don't see a problem with the family like ours. So I just felt like we were really lucky that if we were going to deal with a situation like this, we were able to do it with the family that was able to work through it and be so appropriate. Anyway.
And we taught Carmela resolution. So actually we hang up. The next morning.
So then that night I emailed the teacher.
Oh, right.
And the teacher also handled it great. Initially, we were so upset. We were like not even thinking. Like, I mean, I was with you on this in the beginning. Like, oh my gosh, I'm calling the principal. I'm calling the teacher. I'm doing this. And then after I like rationally thought about it, I'm like, all of that's not necessary. I know this mom. I can call her. I would be offended if somebody didn't call me if they knew me. And my daughter and Carmela did something that wasn't appropriate.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we really handled it the right way. So I wrote an email to the teacher. Not that I wanted her to. I did that for a few reasons. One, I knew there was 4 new students in the class, and I wanted her to understand that this happened and that it needed to prompt a conversation with the whole class so that it doesn't happen again with these new students that don't know us and our family and Carmela. B, I wanted to make sure that she was able to keep an eye out on Carmela's demeanor in the classroom and make sure that it didn't shift from what she saw the day before and make sure she felt comfortable in the classroom. And C, I wanted to make sure that the dynamic between the 2 students was okay and that she can keep an eye on that as well because it was only the first day of school and I want to make sure they have a nice, smooth, successful school year.
Right.
These kids will know each other for a very long time. And if their parent, they're only 6 years old.
Yeah, we have like 12 more years with them.
Yeah, like their parent, and we knew that parent was going to address it with them. And I want everybody to be able to move forward.
Yeah, you very good conflict resolution, Jaimee.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, it's important to me because Carmela, I I didn't want her to hold a grudge, and I could see her holding a grudge because she has a very good memory. And in like 12 years from now, she'll tell us the exact thing that happened. But I didn't want her to hold a grudge, because what if this is a kid that just really, maybe he just made a mistake in how he approached it and didn't really understand, whatever.
Right. He's also 6 years old.
He's 6 years old.
So
they're kids.
the next morning, I could tell it was on her mind, because she said, I was getting brother out of the crib first thing in the morning. And she said, Mommy, did you talk to blah, blah, blah's parents? That was one of the first things she said to them. I said, yeah, we did. We actually talked about it. They're going to talk to him, da-da-da. And she was happy. I said, listen, we're your team. We got your back, but let's go talk to Mom. And then we went downstairs and we talked. Yeah, we talked, da-da-da. And then when she went, and on the way to school, we drove together. On the way to school, we said, so-and-so is probably going to apologize. But it was interesting, because parenting is very hard, because you're so protective, but then you also need to really, I need to really think before I handle everything going forward.
Yeah, keep that advice always, Lisa.
But you too, though, Jaime. You're very reactive also.
I'm joking. But then I just wanted to talk a little bit about so how are we going to move forward, right? And work with Carmela on that balance between advocating for herself and then letting her find her own voice. How are we going to prep her for when and if and when, I should say, this situation happens again? Because she will come across another kid.
You go first with how would you handle the question is, how would you prepare her for the situation going forward? Right. Okay, you go first.
I really don't know yet. I think that practicing a response at this age, right? We're talking about the next year, I guess. I think at this age, I want to keep practicing her responses to people. I want to keep reinforcing her that she communicates these things to us and doesn't keep it to herself, because it's so amazing that she shared it with us, even though she seemed to not be able to control her emotions. I'm still proud of her for sharing it with us. So I want to keep celebrating that she's open with her family, like me and you. But I want to keep building her confidence, making sure she has the right responses to people, and that she is, and just making sure she's constantly comfortable going to an adult around her. If we're not around, her teacher or the guidance counselor or the principal, whoever she feels like she wants that safe person to be, so that if the situation happens, let's say if it was in the morning for a full day, how could she have lasted the whole day?
Right.
Luckily, this was right before I picked her up. But can you imagine if that happened at 9 a.m.?
Yeah. So, I agree with you. I definitely want to make sure that she could vocalize it to somebody besides us, because she's not going to be with us always. First thing, though, is something we've been doing, which is just from when they're babies, making them absolutely proud of their family, by just making them so proud of their family. Yeah. Right? I think we do a very good job of that. She's very proud of us. She tells everybody. Yeah. We've said in a couple episodes. That's one. 2 is her confidence. Focus on, her being strong and speaking up for herself. I think we do a good job there with that overall, because you know what? She did do that. I'm very proud. So that says about us, Jaime. That says a lot about us. Next, definitely give her words to use. I was joking with this shit. I would say maybe in high school she could drop that one-liner.
I agree. She should say that in high school.
but giving her words to use that are more, appropriate for her age. Just I'm proud of my family. That's not nice. Please stop it. I love my family, and go tell the teacher immediately. And then just mainly just building emotional resilience, Yeah. Immediately she felt defensive. No, she felt, defensive, different, sad, and then coming back, right? And then actually the next day she did accept his apology, and they're all fine, obviously. But that's how we handle it going forward.
Yeah. So I think we have to just keep reinforcing her confidence every day.
Yeah.
What would you want her to say if this happens again?
At this age?
Yeah, at 6, Lisa.
I would want her to say, I have 2 moms. They are absolutely awesome and the best parents ever. And that's not kind. And then go tell the teacher.
Yeah, that's a good response.
State what she has. Say they're awesome. She's proud of us. And then go tell the teacher. Yeah. Yep. Nice, calm way to react to that situation.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. That's
like
what I would
that
do.
a lot. And I just want to say also, like, I was so grateful with how the teacher handled it. And she even made it a point to say, like, reinforce at home that Carmela feels comfortable going to her and that she's like a safe person at school.
Yeah.
And I really love that. I feel so lucky that she's in that classroom.
Was there, quick question, were you ever made to feel different? You know, I won't say the word bully, but yeah, I guess like made to feel different, bullied, you know?
That little, I don't remember that little, no.
Like 10?
As I got a little bit older, like 7th, 8th, 9th, I was a little bit overweight. So I remember like certain comments like being made about that. I wasn't huge at that age, but I was a little bit overweight. And I remember like feeling like
The line you tell me is when somebody said, "You are fat, but not with a PH."
oh, well, that was my cousin.
You told me that.
That was me. That was me.
Oh.
I said that about myself.
Oh,
I mean, I know, so sad.
babe, I didn't know that.
Because my family always made
I
fun
thought
of
it
me
was
for being
Lewis.
bigger. And I made a video of myself saying that I'm fat, not PHAT.
Oh my God.
And I was pointing to my belly. I was like, see this? Isn't that so sad?
That's sad. Yeah, but that's sad. We all do twisted things like that when we're little.
Oh my God.
I was mainly picked on by my brother, for sure.
Wow. Interesting.
So I got angry. So I was like an angry
Yeah, it shows you.
child.
No.
Yeah, no, I definitely, yeah. I'm very protective.
How do you think this moment's going to shape Carmela as she grows, Lisa?
Well, I think everybody has to, learn from things that they go through, right?
I think she learned that we have her back.
She learned that we have her back. She learned that she could speak up for herself, and she does speak up for herself. That is who she is. I did tell her something. I forgot. I said, "Did you cry in front of him?" And she said, "No." I said, "Good job. Never." And this is, when I was saying, I could tell she's like recording it forever in her mind. I said, "Never cry or show your tears in front of somebody that is making you feel different in an unkind way." And that's advice that I stick by. Never give anyone, I'm not saying this kid in the future, never give anybody what they want. They want to see that sadness and that they're affecting you in a negative way. That's what bullies desire. Bullies want that. Not that the kid, I'm not talking about the kid, I'm just saying in general. Don't bullies want that? They want to see that reaction. But if you don't, they don't win. And
we're not saying this kid was a bully, right? This was like an isolated incident. But you're saying in general, it's like a lesson to teach her.
I wanted to capitalize on that moment where it's like, never, just don't show your tears, especially as a girl. Because guess what? You know who girls are going to be worse. Girls, it's another girl that's probably going to, she's going to have to deal with this in the future with other girls.
Yeah.
More than, more likely.
Girls could be brutal at times.
Brutal, man. Brutal.
Anyway, I'm really happy with how we handled the situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like more prepared that if it was to happen next time, I think all three of us will be more prepared. And we keep saying to each other for several months now, like, Carmela is the leader. She will shape how the rest of our kids do.
That's right.
These other three kids will follow her suit. And if she is confident in her family, so will they be.
That's right.
And you know what? They all have each other. And there's other kids in the school district that will be in the school district that we know that have three girls that have two dads. There's another little girl a year older than her that has two moms. And, we just learned from my son's preschool that there's, two other new families that have two moms. So I love that our area is becoming so diverse.
Yeah, it definitely didn't used to be like this in this area. That's for sure.
So grateful. And I really love where we live. Besides this incident, we have such an amazing, supportive, open community. But
even with this incident, the parents were...
yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just so grateful.
So that's it. So that's what we got in today's episode, okay?
Yeah.
You good? You okay?
Yeah, the babies are moving.
Good?
Look, right there. Look.
I see.
They're moving a lot.
There you go. Your belly
job,
button's
guys.
popping forward a lot.
It's low today.
Yeah.
30 weeks, baby.
30 weeks.
7 weeks or
man.
less. You count that down.
Oh, I'm freaking counting
7
that down.
freaking weeks.
And then Jaimee tells
hope
me,
it's 5.
you got to prepare. Because, you're not just handling me with the pregnancy and my emotions. Add another year to that because I'm going to be postpartum. I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you in 2 years.
I'll be postpartum and then I'll have another hormone crash once I stop nursing.
Oh, Jaimee, you're setting yourself up on purpose. You're doing this.
Wait, look how weird this is. You see how this goes down?
Yeah,
Whoa, that's weird.
it is weird. And it's like an
What the
indent in her.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your support. And yeah, the next one will be about our awesome baby shower and how we just do things our own way. And I think that's great advice for everybody out there. We've kind of always, been that way. We do things, how things work for us and what we want. So yeah, that's it. I'm falling asleep. Let's go.
Falling asleep. We're going to go take a nap. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening.